to me then, who lived just a few blocks away from here, my daughter, Jessica, and my granddaughter, Ellie, named for Eleanor Roosevelt. Now, this is her first rally. You know what we have to do? We have to make sure it's a successful rally and the whole Democratic ticket wins on Tuesday. Okay. Thank you. Great. Thank you. We are great. And I want to thank you for coming. It's a Saturday afternoon. People have so many things to do, but you are here because you care. And you're the reason we're going to win on Tuesday. Now let me acknowledge a very special guest, President Clinton. President Clinton. He's not coming up yet. He'll be there soon. We got a few more speeches to hear first. But I want to welcome him back to Brooklyn. Yesterday we sat next to each other to pay tribute to the great Calvin Butts, the Reverend Dr. Calvin Butts. We shared the stage together. And so we got to talk a whole lot about the country, and I asked him to go to Nevada tomorrow to make sure Catherine Cortez Masto wins, and he's getting on a plane after that. So thank you, President Clinton. And I want to welcome the President to the best place in the world to grow up in, Brooklyn. I'm not just saying that because we have the best cheesecake. I'm not just saying that because it's got the best high school, James Madison High School. Any Madison graduates here? I went there, it was great. I was on the basketball team. You know what our team's motto was? We may be small, but we're slow. But it also gave prize who were educated there, Chris Rock, Bernie Sanders, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So, all kidding aside, welcome to Brooklyn. I want to welcome the many great elected officials. I know they were acknowledged before, but thank you for being here. We've got a great team in Brooklyn. I want to thank Antonio Delgado for the nice introduction. And finally, we have to give it up, please, for someone who will serve as the next governor of our state, Kathy Hochul. Kathy is as hardworking, collaborative, and excellent a public servant as the state has ever seen. You know, some politicians have a little taste for the spotlight. I know nothing about this. I'm famous for being shy. But one of the things I admire seriously most about Kathy Hochul is she puts her head down and she works. She worries about results, not headlines. She's a collaborator, a bridge builder, someone all of us can trust and depend on. The bottom line, she gets things done. So we have a clear mission today. She's at the top of the ticket. By the way, I am running. Don't forget me. If I win, it'll be the first time, if I win, God willing, it'll be the first time someone is elected to the Senate for 5 terms. We gotta start at the top of the ticket and work our way down. And there are so many reasons. Obviously, fundamental assault Republicans are making on our sacred rights, a war on women. I don't want my granddaughter, Ellie, to have fewer rights than her mom had, my wife had, and my mother had. We cannot take that step backward. Right now, we need judges on the bench to protect our rights, not carve them away. We can't let MAGA Republicans like Leonard Leo and the Federalist Society pack our courts. I am proud to say that under our majority, my majority leadership, we've confirmed a record 83 justices to the federal bench, including Ketanji Brown Jackson is the first But in addition, 3/4 all of the nominees we've chosen are strongly progressive, pro-choice. 2/3 have been women. 2/3 have been people of color. And it's not just corporate lawyers and prosecutors, it's legal aid attorneys, it's immigration attorneys, it's consumer right advocates. We're making the bench look like America. Very, very important. And there are so many other things we're doing. Economic opportunity, gun safety, climate change, protecting our democracy. The contrast between the Democratic leadership and Republican right-wing MAGA radicalism has never been clearer than it is today. Take the pandemic as an example. I worked with Kathy Hochul to deliver emergency funding in the American Rescue Plan and infrastructure law, $350 billion to New York State. Kathy helped us fight for that funding. Lee Zeldin, meanwhile, voted no. We passed the child tax credit, cut poverty in half during that year it was in existence. Lee Zeldin voted no. We put $15 billion into the subways to keep them going. They would have collapsed. Lee Zeldin, who now gets on the news and tries to ride the subway, he voted no. There would have been no subway had Lee Zeldin had his way. And helping all the union people. I know we have great unions. I see CWA, my mother-in-law's a member. HDC. We saved your health care plan. Lee Zeldin voted no. 32BJ, we saved all, and SEIU, we saved all the hospital jobs by helping our hospitals. Lee Zeldin voted no. AFSCME, we've saved all the state and local jobs by giving money to the states and localities. Lee Zeldin voted no. Don't let this guy fool you. He's hard, MAGA right, an ally of the worst president the United States has ever had, Donald Trump. So, there's a lot to do. One more thing we did. We got the president to reduce student debt by $20,000 a year. And we're going to keep working to go further. So, folks, I have a lot more differences here, but there are a lot more speakers as well. So, folks, I'm pleading the election at the top of the ticket is close. Some Democrats think, oh, it's a foregone conclusion. It's not. That's why we need you so badly. How many of you in this room have voted? How many of you will make sure you vote by Tuesday? How many of you promise you'll get 10 other people in New York, your friends, family, you know why you have to do it? Because when Democrats vote, Democrats win. 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 On to victory on Tuesday, everybody. Now, it's my honor to introduce our next speaker, a guy who is as smart and honorable as the day is long. When I get all that money from Washington, and by the way, this is the first year under my leadership as majority leader that New York got more money back than we sent to Washington. When that money comes back from Washington, I know that our next governor, Kathy Hochul, like she is doing now, will spend it well, and I know that Tom DiNapoli will keep a careful eye to make sure the big special interests don't divert it, that it goes to working families, that it goes to average folks, that it goes to the middle class and people struggling to get to the middle class. So we have a great controller. It's my honor to bring him out now, our controller, Tom DiNapoli.